In this video, we are going to discuss about the change in commodity market equilibrium. The commodity market is in equilibrium when aggregate demand and aggregate supply intersect with each other. Aggregate demand, as we know, it is the sum of the spending on the domestic commodities and services, and aggregate supply is the total output produced and supplied by all firms in an economy. So when these two opposite forces reaches to an equilibrium situation, we call it as the commodity market equilibrium. So let us see in this video that how the components like aggregate demand or the aggregate supply, if changes, then how it influences the equilibrium situation. That means the equilibrium price level and equilibrium output. In this case, we have considered 5 scenarios, and in all 5 cases, we would like to see how the initial price level and output have changed. So the first scenario tells you about a decrease in the aggregate demand and a decrease in the aggregate supply. But here the aggregate supply is short-run aggregate supply. And if you look at the all 5 cases, then you will see that in all 5 cases we have considered only the short-run aggregate supply. There is a basic difference between the short-run aggregate supply and a long-run aggregate supply that I have discussed in a different video. But here in this case, we will consider only the short-run aggregate supply. The basic feature of short-run aggregate supply is that the short-run aggregate supply curve is an upward sloping curve. Why? Because when we are talking about the short-run aggregate supply curve, then the price level and the output is having the positive relationship. So since out and output and the price level are positively related, therefore we always find this aggregate short run supply curve as a positively sloped curve, that is marked here with the yellow line. So we will now name each of the curve. So this is our short run aggregate supply curve, which we have taken as a straight line, and we will name it as short run aggregate supply. And this is our aggregate demand curve. Aggregate demand has 4 components: C plus I plus G plus NX, where C means the consumption, I is the investment, and G is the government expenditure, and NX is your net export. So AD curve, we have identified the AD curve, which is downward sloping. And why it is so? Because on the horizontal axis we measure output, and on the vertical axis we measure the price level. So as we know, if the price goes up, the output will be demanded less in the economy. So we can find out a negative relationship between the price level and the output. So our aggregate demand curve that we can see is the downward sloping demand curve. Now this is the point where the short run aggregate supply curve and the aggregate demand curve intersects with each other. So this is the equilibrium point, and we'll consider it as the initial equilibrium point. Now, corresponding to that initial equilibrium point, the output level is, say for example, Y1. The output we have denoted by Y. And the corresponding price level, suppose this is P1. So this is our initial equilibrium, this is our initial equilibrium output level, and this is our initial equilibrium price level. Now we will consider each of the cases that we have identified in the previous slide. Let us see the first case. In the first case, we can see that there is a decrease in the AD, a decrease in the aggregate demand, and there is also a decrease in the aggregate supply curve. So, if there is a decrease in the aggregate demand, then we will see a leftward shift of the aggregate demand curve. So, left shift. It will shift to the left, and due to the decrease in short run aggregate supply, the short run aggregate supply curve will also shift to the left. So left, it will also shift to the left. Now let us just draw these things like the leftward shift of these curves in the diagram. So what we have seen, that there is a leftward shift of the AD curve. So we will shift the AD curve to the left, another straight line, and the AD curve has shifted to the left. And also we have seen that there is a decrease in the short run aggregate supply. So aggregate supply curve will also shift to the left. Now here, if you look at the new aggregate demand, the new aggregate demand line, which is AD dash, and the new aggregate supply, short run aggregate supply curve, as which I am marking here as SRAS dash, then the new equilibrium that we will find is here. And if you take this equilibrium point and draw a vertical line on the horizontal axis, you will get the corresponding level of output. We can denote it as Y2, and if you draw a straight line from the equilibrium point to the vertical line, then we will get the corresponding level of price. So suppose we have taken the price level, we have labeled the price level as P2. So this is our new equilibrium point. Now in this case, what will be the change in the output? Now if you look at the change in output, there is a decline in the output level, that is certain. But if you look at the change in the price, there is a slight increase in the price. So this is basically because of the amount of the change that I have made on these graphs, or that I have made for these curves. Now in this case, if you take another line, suppose if I would not have taken this much change in the SRAS, or rather I have taken a smaller change in the short run supply, a smaller change in the short run aggregate supply, then I would have reached to a different level of equilibrium output. And in that equilibrium output, we can say that the price level would have been lower than the initial price level, because you can see here, if I would have taken a SRAS curve where the change in the aggregate supply is assumed to be lower than the change in the aggregate demand curve that has happened, that is the decrease in the aggregate demand, then definitely our new equilibrium would have been in such a place where we would have identified a price level that is lower than the previous price level, or that is lower than the previous price level. Why I am saying? Because P1, this line, this dotted line is our initial price level. So from the initial price level, the final price level would have been dropped if I would have taken a smaller change in the SRS curve. But remember here, the output side, if you take, output would definitely be lower. Output would have definitely be lower than the initial equilibrium point. Doesn't matter how much change I am taking or what is the magnitude of the change in the SRAS curve. Output will be smaller because the aggregate supply is declining, corresponding to the decline in the aggregate demand. So aggregate demand, here it is changing. Now if I am considering another aggregate demand curve, suppose I am clearing all this diagram and I am considering a smaller change in aggregate demand, because the information that is given to me is only there is a shift in the, there is a decrease in aggregate demand, but it didn't tell that whether the decline in aggregate demand is more or the decline in the aggregate supply is more. Only the information is available is that there is a decline in both aggregate demand as well as aggregate supply. Now if we take aggregate a smaller decline in aggregate demand but a larger decline in the aggregate supply, then let us see how the equilibrium level of output and price change. So this is our new SRS curve denoted by SRS dash, and new aggregate demand curve denoted by AD dash. So this was our initial equilibrium. Now this is our final equilibrium. So if we take the smaller change in the aggregate demand but a higher decrease in the aggregate supply, then price level is definitely moving up. In the new equilibrium, the price level will be higher and the output will be falling. This is our final output and this is our final price level. So we can see there is a change, there is an increase in the price level and there is a decline in the output. Now we will look at the second scenario. If you look at the second scenario, what it is written? It is written that the aggregate demand has decreased. There is a decrease in the aggregate demand. So the aggregate demand curve will shift to the left. This aggregate demand curve will shift to the left, and it has also said that there is an increase in the aggregate supply, short-run aggregate supply curve. So we will see that the short-run aggregate supply curve will shift to the right. So let us see how the changes will happen. So first we will shift the aggregate demand curve. First we will assume that both the changes have happened in a similar manner or the change is equal. So suppose the aggregate demand curve has decreased and this is our new aggregate demand curve, and the aggregate supply has increased by the same amount. So approximately both the curves are almost changed in a similar magnitude. So I just have changed just try to maintain this distance same, but this is our new aggregate demand which has declined and moved to the left, and this is our new supply curve, short run aggregate supply curve, which has moved to the rightward direction, and aggregate demand curve has moved to the left because aggregate demand has declined. So the new equilibrium that will be achieved is here. And if you look at the new equilibrium, there is no change in the equilibrium output level, which is falling at the same previous or initial level of output, that is Y1. But the new equilibrium price level has dropped down. This is our new equilibrium price P2, and you can see it has dropped from P1 to P2. So this is what will happen if we consider that both the aggregate demand and supply has changed in a similar magnitude. Now if we consider that the aggregate demand has declined but only little compared to the increase in the aggregate supply, which is far more or relatively higher compared to the aggregate demand's fall. So in that case, this is our new aggregate supply curve. This is our new aggregate supply curve, and it is our new aggregate demand curve. And this is our new equilibrium point, or we can write it as E2. Now at the new equilibrium, we can see that the output has increased. The output level has increased, and we found a new output level, which is Y2. So output has moved to the rightward direction, and the price level, if we consider, then the price has also moved down. So our new price level is lower than our initial level of price. So that what happened if the change in the aggregate supply is higher than the change or decline in the aggregate demand. Now we will see another situation where we will consider that the aggregate supply has increased relatively less than the aggregate demands decrease. So here the difference between the SRAS and SRAS dash curve will be lower than the difference between the AD and AD dash curve. So the new equilibrium will be reached at here. We can name this equilibrium as E2. At the new equilibrium, if we try to identify the equilibrium level of output, then we can see that equilibrium level of output at the new equilibrium will be Y2, which means that the output, equilibrium output has dropped down. And if we look at the price, then we can see that the price has dropped. The price has dropped from P1 to P2. So how it will impact on the output, how the decrease in SRAS, how the increase in SRAS and decline in AD, this combination, how this combination will influence or impact the equilibrium output and price level, that depends on the magnitude. In all the three cases, we have seen that price has declined. However, if both have changed in the same magnitude, then we can see there is no change in output. If the SRAS change is greater than the change in the AD, then we will find that the output will decrease. And the last scenario that we have considered, that if the change in SRAS is smaller than the change in the aggregate demand curve, then we can see that output will drop down. So let us see the next consideration, next case. Now we will look at the third case. In the third case, it is written that there is an increase in the aggregate demand. Increase in aggregate demand means the aggregate demand curve will shift to the right, and there is a decrease in the aggregate supply. So aggregate supply curve will shift to the left. So let us now draw this on the diagram. So in this case, aggregate demand curve will increase. So first we will take the situation where the aggregate demand curve and aggregate supply curves change are same. So aggregate demand curve, suppose aggregate demand curve has shift to the right, and the new aggregate demand curve that we can find out is AD dash. The amount of change is denoted by the distance, and the same amount has been changed in the aggregate supply, but in this case aggregate supply has dropped, so aggregate supply curve will move to the left. And suppose this is our new aggregate supply curve, and the corresponding equilibrium output is at E2. Now if we look at E2, at the new equilibrium point, the output level is almost same. The output is same if both the curves have changed in the same magnitude. Now in this case, we have identified that there is no change in the output. But if we look at the level of price, we can see that the price has increased. So this is our new equilibrium price, and the price level has gone up. Now we will see that how it will impact on the equilibrium output and the price level if the change in aggregate demand is lower than the change in aggregate supply. So we just remove this. So we will check that our aggregate supply curve has changed relatively more than the change in the aggregate demand curve. So if we consider this scenario, then this is our new aggregate demand curve, and this is our new aggregate supply curve, and our new equilibrium will be achieved at point E2. Now corresponding to the point E2, we can see that the output level has dropped down, and the corresponding price level is almost following the same trend, that it has increased from P1 to P2. And now if we consider the other scenario where the aggregate demand has changed more than the change in the aggregate supply. So the distance between the aggregate supply curves will be smaller, and suppose this is our new aggregate supply curve, and this is our new aggregate demand curve. So the new equilibrium that we have achieved is at point E2. Now corresponding to point E2, we can see that the output level has increased. The output has increased from Y1 to say Y2, and the output level has increased, but we also can see that the price has gone up. So the price level has also increased. So if the change in aggregate supply is smaller than the change in the aggregate demand, then we can see that both output and price level will go up. On contrary, we have seen that if there is similar change in aggregate demand and aggregate supply, then there is no change in output, but there is an increase in the price level. Now we will check the fourth scenario. Now look at the fourth case. In the fourth case, it is written there is no change in aggregate demand. No change in aggregate demand means we will move along the aggregate demand curve. and there is an increase in the aggregate supply. So the short-run aggregate supply will shift to the right, but we will not change the aggregate demand. Now in this case, we again moved back to the initial equilibrium point, and at the initial equilibrium point, we will not change the aggregate demand, but there is an increase in aggregate supply, so we just shift the aggregate supply curve to the right, and this is our new aggregate supply curve, and this is our new equilibrium point, E2. At the new equilibrium point, we can see that the output level has gone up and the price level has declined. So there is a drop in price, but there is an increase in the output. Say the output has increased from Y1 to the Y2 level, and price level has gone down from P1 to P2. Now we will move to the third scenario. In the third, now we will move to the fourth. Now we will move to the last scenario. In the last scenario, it has said that an increase in aggregate demand and in the last scenario, it is said there is an increase in aggregate demand, which means the aggregate demand curve will shift to the right, and there is also an increase in the aggregate supply. So the aggregate supply curve will also shift to the right. So let us see. We again have moved back to the first, moved back. Now again we have moved back to the initial equilibrium situation. What is said that both the aggregate demand and aggregate supply has increased. So let us first take a situation where aggregate demand and aggregate supply has changed in the same amount. So here this is our new aggregate supply curve, and here it is our new aggregate demand, and the corresponding equilibrium point is reached at here. So at the new equilibrium point, the price level remains same. However, we can see that the output has gone up. So this is our new equilibrium level of output, and we can see that the output has gone up, but the price remained unchanged at the previous equilibrium price level. Now let us consider a situation where the SRAS has changed in a larger proportion compared to the change in the aggregate demand. So aggregate demand has also increased, but relatively lower amount. So here it is our new aggregate demand curve, and this is our new aggregate supply curve, and the corresponding equilibrium point is reached at E2. If this is the new equilibrium point, then we can see that the output has gone up. However, the price level has gone down. So P2, our new equilibrium price, and Y2, our new equilibrium output. So we can see that output has increased, but the price level has dropped down. Now take the other situation where we can consider the amount of change in aggregate demand. The amount of change in aggregate demand is more than the amount of change in aggregate supply. So this will be our new aggregate demand, and this is our new aggregate supply curve, and we can see that the output has increased. The output has increased, and the price level has also moved up. So this is our new equilibrium price, and we can see there is a increase in the price, and this is a new equilibrium output. So we can see that there is an increase in the output. So in this case, where the SRAS has increased as well as the AD has increased, in this scenario we can say that for all the three possibilities the output has increased, but we cannot certainly say that whether the price will increase or drop. How the price will move from the initial equilibrium, that will depend on the amount of change in aggregate demand and aggregate supply. So here we would like to stop. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.